Hey Patriots, it's Patrick from Prepared Patriot. Today I got a video for you on XS sights. So in the past I have used a couple of different sights. I've used some big dots, I've used True Glows, which is what this set of sights are. This is a clear gun in case you're wondering. These are what the True Glows kind of look like. This is a set of True Glow night sights. I think they're called
True Glow TFX Pros.
TFX Pros, there you go. So I am not a huge fan of these sights. They're excellent night sights. They're very expensive. But the problem that I have with those is they have tritium and
Fiber optic?
Yeah, fiber optic. Thank you, Matt. Fiber optic vials in here that really are, to me, distracting during the day. They tend to distract my eye from the front sight, and I prefer having blacked out rear sights over my time of continuously shooting and stuff. I've just learned through time that I prefer not to have that glow. So today, I took these sights off my gun and we upgraded Matt's to the True Glows from the factory sights, and now we're going to put the XS big dots on my Gen 5 Glock 19 that has had tons of use, as it's still color filled with some dirt there, as you can see. That's nice, right? So I've already went through and put some of the Loctite on this. XS sends you a vial of Loctite as well from in the package, which is great. I've already used that. I'm going to add just a little bit more in here. So I put some in the channel, and then while that's kind of getting a little tacky and dry, I'm going to go ahead and put the front sight in. So these are the tritium front sights. They are night sights, so you can see them at night. But to me, I like the fact that the back is blacked out, so I can't see that distraction from the other stuff. So what we're going to do, the best way I found to put these on is to hold it, put the sight where you want it like that, and then hold it and turn them over. And then I don't know if you guys can see that, but I just take and put a dot of Loctite in there, where I'm going to start the screw. And I always use the front sight tool and just put the screw in it. You have to be really careful when doing this so that you don't cross thread it. But then I just get the screw started like so. And we're just going to gently run those in until I feel a little bit of resistance. I don't want to tighten it just yet. I want to go ahead and flip it over and make sure that the front sight looks true and straight, which it does. And then I'm going to hold that kind of in position as I give it a little bit more, make it just a little bit tighter there. And this will require the special tools to do this, guys. The front sight tools are not too expensive if you just want to change your front. But the rear sight pusher can be a little bit more pricey. So you may end up having to take this to an armor if you don't want to invest in a really nice sight pusher like this one. This is a Lyman that we just picked up, made in America. Awesome. Like, I cannot explain to you guys how awesome the build quality is on this. This is supposed to come off though. So it just slips on there, and that's what you turn the sights on and off with. But man, if you could feel how heavy this is and how well made this Lyman sight press is, it's pretty phenomenal. So what I'm going to do now is the front sight is now installed. So as you can see, that's in Loctited. We do need to give this time to dry really well before we use the gun. Usually overnight is sufficient. It doesn't take too awful long. If I was out in the field, I would probably even do it sooner than that if I was trying to work on it and use my gun. But just in general, we try not to use it until then. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and put the rear sight in the dovetail like so, and just kind of push it as far as I can like that. And then I'm going to set the sight tool up to where everything is nice and straight so that I can use the sight pusher to get my sights nice and straight. I'm just going to use this here. There we go. And that just locks the height where we want it. And then before I actually get this to be able where I can push the sight, I'm going to run the sight tool over. Now the Lyman tool comes with a angled sight or a flat sight tool. These sights are flat, which is what it came with factory, but I use them to push the factory Glock sights out. It's not a big deal on those plastic crappy sights that Glock puts on there initially anyway. But just showing you this, getting this set up. So you just got to take your time with this stuff. I'm not going to be in a hurry putting the sights on. I want to go ahead and get those lowered down, and then we're going to snug down the top just like so. I'm just going to make sure everything is tight before I start putting those on. So as you can see now, everything in here is tight. I have the sights kind of where I want them to be pushed by the sight tool. And we're just, I don't know if I can do this on camera. Let me get it started and then I'll flip around so you guys can see here what's going on. So I'm just going to bring that down a touch more. And some of these sights will require a little bit of filing to get them in. I don't know if these excess sights will or not. We're going to try and see if I can get them in there. So that is feeling a little bit ugly to me. I'm going to take the pressure off and just look at it and see if I need to take them back out and file them to be able to get these sights in. So it is a process, just kind of getting this tool set up and doing all that, but I'd rather take my time and make sure the sights are installed correctly. So as you can see, the sight has already met quite a bit of resistance right there before even getting into the sight channel there. So I think we're going to pull that back out and give it a little bit of filing to make it fit correctly. With your press-in sights like this, you may have to do that. It is not uncommon. It is something that you can avoid if you have, like the True Glows, when they come, they have the True Glows have a little bit smaller size to their channel as they go in, but that's because they have a set screw that you, if you can see here, there's a set screw that you use deep in that little hole right there that holds them in. But these are a friction fit, these minimalist sights. So we're going to make sure we get the sight fit correctly. So after giving it a push or two more, I think it's going to go. So we're going to go ahead and push that on in, and I don't think we're going to have any issues out of it. So now I just want to make sure that I have everything square again before I start to perfect this here. I'm just taking the stuff loose, making sure everything's down like it's supposed to be. Okay, and now that everything looks really lined up, we're going to go ahead and screw that on in. And on the back of this Lyman Sight Tool, it has a 0 point that you can kind of see when you're lined up, but that requires you to get your pistol 100% square in there when you're doing it. So I'm going to take this and back it up just a little bit. So looking at that, that looks pretty close. Okay, so we'll take this out of the tool here and let you guys see the final product. Okay, so after it's all said and done, I'm just going to take a rag here, or my finger, and just wipe that out. A little extra Loctite in there. I'm just checking to see that the sight looks centered. So if you look, we'll let Matt line that up there so you guys can see what it looks like once the sight is lined up. And as you can see, hold that back up there for Matt. As you can see on this sight, the back has ridges in it, and it's completely blacked out and has a little bit bigger opening, so that when you're trying to find that front sight under stress, it just becomes a little bit easier to find. So I'm a pretty big fan of these already just from looking at them. Let's put the gun back together and show you again what it looks like together on the gun. Just gonna function test. Weapon is clear. And then looking at that sight now, we'll let Matt hold that up there so you guys can see. This is a clear gun, but you can see now what the sights look like on the pistol after the switch. And just as a comparison here, this is what the True Glows look like. And you guys can get a kind of a view of the two there. And at nighttime, these do not have the tritium in the back. And these do. They have 3 dots, and you can actually mistake those in the dark and get this dot kind of canted, and you'll get a 3-dot pattern, but it'll be on the wrong side of the dots. So that's the drawback to having tritium in the back, whereas in the front, your front sight focused in the dark, and those rear sights are not a detraction. You're actually looking for the shade between them as anyway at night. The tritium is just to kind of help you find your front sight anyway. But there you go. That's the difference. That's the True Glows, and then here are the new XS Minimalist sights. You can get those through XS's website. I think they also sell them on Amazon. Pretty awesome set of sights for the money. They're about, these True Glows are somewhere in the 120, 130 range, I think. And then these XS Minimalist sights, which I'm super impressed with, are looking to be somewhere around the $50, $60 range. And then also, if you're looking for battle sights, we do like that nice flat lip for doing one-handed manipulations off your belt. And these do have that. It's kind of raised and pronounced, which I prefer. The True Glows have that as well, and they're smooth. If I had to, I have another set of sights, the Trigicon HDs, which are another pretty nice set of sights. But if I had one complaint with those, it's that they're very sharp. And the edges can sometimes be uncomfortable whenever you're carrying without any kind of garment between the two. These do not have that. And also these are not sharp as well. They're very smooth to the touch. So just a little comparison of those two, just to give you guys kind of a heads up on those. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you like the content, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you get any other videos of stuff like this. And then if you watch the social media, you can check us out at Prepared Patriot NC on all the social media platforms, and you can see videos and content and us training and those kind of things. And if you want to train with us in North Carolina, go ahead and go to preparedpatriotnc.com, where you can find our schedule and see our recommendations and all the things that we do here locally. So until next time, guys, hope you carry smart, carry safe, be prepared, and get those night sights on your gun for night work.